Well, hey everyone, it's been a little while since I made a YouTube video, but I wanted to share a song that I actually learned from another YouTube video I just recently listened to. As I was doing some dishes, I had YouTube playing and the algorithm showed me this really weird song on a Nickelharpa that someone was playing, and it's called Garfield's Blackberry Blossom. It's got some really weird notes in it, but it actually is really cool. So I had to play it on the chromatic dulcimer to get all those notes. And this is my 5-string dulcimer, but it was it's a really cool tune. You'll have to listen to it. And then also, to keep you watching, I have this funny little piece of paper here, and I'm going to show you a detail of that, of why I have that there in a second. But here's the song. So anyway, not perfect. I'm just doing my best, but I wanted to share it. It's a neat song. So it's basically it's as if it's in Dorian, sort of. So like so it's kind of like it's in Dorian, except then there's a couple accidentals out of the Dorian mode, which is throwing in the major third and the sharp fourth. So it's kind of like it's in Dorian and then very briefly switches into Lydian for a little bit and then back into Dorian again, which is, I've just never heard that in a song before. So it sounds really cool. Now, the little yellow piece of paper here, I'll get this as close to the camera as I can. So the higher 3 strings are like a DAD dulcimer, and so I have this little loop of paper going over what is basically my middle string. The reason for that, this is a concept I've been playing with for years, an idea I had a long time ago, and I still haven't really perfected it. But the concept is, if I'm just focused on the 3 main strings, so my standard DAD, well, if I strum anywhere else, that's the regular strum. But then if I strum over the paper, it forces the pick to skip over that middle string, and so I just get the 2 outer strings. Now, the clever among you might think, well, you bothered to put extra strings on this dulcimer, namely 5 strings, and now all of a sudden you're trying to pretend that some of those strings aren't there. Kind of, yes. But the reason for that, beyond just experimenting with this, I did it for this song because of all those accidentals. that phrase in the song happens over and over. And this G sharp will clash with that A string really badly. That it just doesn't fit the song. And because the melody is so crazy, and especially I'm still learning it, I didn't want to try to figure out any sort of chords. I don't even know what to do with this song. So I just wanted to have regular D drones going the whole time and be able to focus on the melody and not interfere with it. But then at the same time, the melody then at the second part of the A part, I think, it comes down to the middle and bass strings a little bit. So I actually have to have that middle string. I just don't want to always play it, and I don't have a finger available to chord it. And maybe that sounds complicated to you, but it's what made sense to me. So I thought, well, I'll try this, and obviously I'm sure you can hear this in the microphone, is that little clicky sound on the paper. So I want to experiment with this kind of design with maybe a fabric loop or something like that. So I got to try some stuff. But the principle of it works pretty well. And that way, what I also do is I rest my pinky on my lower A string, because this Dulcimer is tuned to D, A, D, A, D. So I've got the paper muting the higher A string and my pinky muting the lower A string. So I can just play the higher two D strings, or I can throw in that extra low D string. And just another fun song to illustrate this, and it's kind of a fun exercise for me to see if I can do it, is I think it's the Merry Blacksmith, but it's just a nice flat picking song. But I can alternate between using the paper and not, and see if I can stay in the rhythm of the song, even though my ear will not hear some of the notes. So here's kind of how that sounds. So here's the paper. Paper again. Just fun. So hopefully you can see why I like having this Dulcimer with the extra low D string. It's just really nice. And I think actually this is tuned to more like E. I didn't even realize that, but either way. So I'm going to keep experimenting with this. Like I say, I've had this idea to solve some problems for lots of different instruments I want to build, not just dulcimers, but other ideas that I've had. So you might see some of those floating around, but otherwise I hope you enjoyed a interesting idea and a really cool tune. So thanks for watching.